sister societies. That's why. Thank you. All righty. Now you should here be seeing my PowerPoint, and I hope you all are. And I hope everybody is seeing this big slide over here. And what you're seeing here is a photograph that was taken by, I hope everybody's seeing okay, right? Yes, okay, thank you. What you see here is a first taste or a flavor of what Global Women's Leadership Network means. And you see a very large international audience here. And this specific photo was taken by our photographer at our World Credit Union Conference that was in Singapore or Bahamas, in the Bahamas last year, actually. At the World Credit Union Conference that took place last year in July. And the individuals you see in the photo are members of our sister societies and GWLN members that are from the US and from a lot of our international countries as well, a lot of our countries around the globe, and as well as our young professional group all together. And you're going to laugh, but in the entire hotel, it was very hard for them to find a very tall ladder for the photographer to get up and go down and take the photo from above for the entire audience. But the individuals you see here are very actively involved in the program. Some of our leaders that are on the call had the pleasure of being part of this here. Lenny, I was trying to find you in the photograph, actually. And I'm not sure where you are, hiding somewhere back there, but I'm sure you're in here. In the back. Now, let's move on. Now, the World Credit Union Conference is one of the primary activities that happens through the World Council of Credit Unions. For those of you who do not already know, it is the program, it is the trade association for the credit union system around the globe. And we are comprised of members, and our members are the national associations in their respective countries. So for example, in Asia, the Asian Confederation of Credit Unions is our member in Asia. In Brazil, our member is the Sicredi system. In the United States, our member is CUNA. And we have over 85,000 members all across the globe, and we span 118 countries. And the World Council of Credit Union focuses on work for its members through the trade association, on a large scale doing advocacy work for our members in their respective parts of the world as well, and doing education and training. And some of the programs that come under that are the Global Women's Program that you'll see here. The World Council is the one part of the equation. The other part of the equation that you'll see is the Worldwide Foundation for Credit Unions. And in essence, the foundation is the mechanism, it's the 501c3, it's the charity organization, the fundraising arm of the World Council of Credit Unions. So the various programs and activities that come through the World Council, when the donations come in through these programs, they are channeled through the foundation. And that is how Global Women's is as well. Our program, the fundraising that happens for our program, it comes through our foundation. Now, what is Global Women's? You keep hearing about this phenomenal program that Lenny keeps sharing with you. It's much more than just a program. Global Women's actually began as an initiative in 2009 from a group of women in South America that had met with our CEO at that time, who is still our CEO today, Dr. Brian Branch. He was visiting credit unions and cooperatives in South America with other CEOs from the US and Canada. And they were coming into conversations with a couple of women that were working in a cooperative, and they asked if we had a program or if we had any type of initiative that was focused on helping women personally and professionally. And they were more inquiring about a program that was asking and talking about women that they would feel comfortable and be able to speak comfortably about how they could help themselves advance. And that is literally how the program came to be. Last year we celebrated our 10-year anniversary. So it started out as a World Council program, and the Global Women's Leadership Network came to be. And then as the years progressed, they realized that just getting everyone together once a year at the World Credit Union Conference wasn't the only way and wasn't the best way to bring everybody together. And the mechanism through which we started connecting the members was the establishment of the sister societies, which in essence is the grouping in the different parts. It's the local grouping of the members in different regions of the world. So here today we have sister societies that are being launched in your respective regions, in your respective areas. And the sister societies have grown tremendously over the last 10 years on a very large scale, I must admit. When I joined the program, we had a little over 40 sister societies at the end of 2018. And at the end of 2019, we had over 80 sister societies. And presently we have 110 sister societies in 27 countries around the world. Now, we'll see the map a little later. I wanted to focus a little bit about the vision of what the program does. I won't read it to you. You can see it here on the screen, but I will highlight the two words that are very important: making a measurable difference. And that's, I think, the primary focus of all the women and men that are engaged with our program. We want to see and we want to contribute to making the measurable difference in the lives of the women for themselves, in their communities, in their cooperatives, and in their greater communities, also locally in their parts of the world. And the individuals that connect with us to implement this vision are the individuals that work for the credit union system. They are credit union leaders, they are industry partners, and they are people that truly believe in the spirit of the credit union system of people helping people. Now, a few numbers so you can have a little taste of who we are across the globe. As I mentioned, the sister societies, I said 110 in 27 countries. I think after today, in the next few days when Lenny shares the final numbers, that number is going to increase tremendously with the launches here. Last year, we had more than 3,000 hours, excuse me, last year we had nearly 10,000 hours of sister society activities, of volunteer hours that were connected through GWLN. And this is the work that you do, helping your communities respectfully in your areas. So the sister societies that met all year round, both in the US and internationally, amounted to almost 10,000 hours of the work that they did to help their communities. And over the course of the years, we've had over 3,000 men and women engaged with the program in 82 countries, correct? Yes, I'm playing with my slide here, so excuse me if you're seeing me going up and down here. And one of the primary focuses of the program, and I'm very happy to say we have one of the recipients of this year's scholarship winner joining us today as well. We've provided 64 scholarships actually to women from 24 countries. And the scholarship program comes once a year. We launch it on International Women's Day on March 8th, and it's an opportunity for the candidates to be able to join us and join in the learning that happens at the World Credit Union Conference. Now, this year again is a unique year, as we're all witnessing, so we've had to alter a few things. So we're taking this year's winners hopefully to next year's Credit Union Conference, which will be happening in Scotland. I'm going to share a short video here, and I hope our bandwidth holds it. And you see three ladies here that you know very well. The woman on the far left is Gisele, who is with us on our call, who will be speaking after me, who is one of our dynamic individuals in Brazil and in South America, leading the effort there. Lenny is in the middle. And the woman on the right is Rennie Dassenbrock, who is the spouse of the chair of the Socrates system, Manfred Dassenbrock, who is a very, very, very powerful individual that has helped us bring forth the He for She movement and truly believes in the advancement of women in his part of the world. So I will share what GWLN is from our sister societies here. And I hope everybody can hear me well.
CU Women stand for financial inclusion and an equal voice.
For me, the Global Women's Leadership Network means sisterhood and strong bonds. Solidarity. Finding a new purpose. Leadership. Learning. I love to be back. Good news.
Most of them are shy to come up to air out their views. So I said, this is my opportunity now to advance women in circles within Malawi in leadership positions.
We have organized 25 sister societies. That is the local chapter of the Global Women's Leadership Network in 6 countries. It has more than 1,500 members.
It's also about the networking. These meetings provide a great framework for mentorship and networking.
I hope you had a little taste of the program all around. It's always very difficult when we're choosing video to see which sister societies we're going to show, because everyone has their own story and everyone has their own trajectory, and it's truly amazing to see when we try to bring it all together what it means. And I always loved seeing that video, no matter how many times I see it, because it shows what DWLN is for different members all around the world. Now, as I said a little earlier, I wanted you to just have a little taste of where we are across the globe. Right here, you see a small map of the 27 countries where we are so far. In the United States, we have a little over 35, 36 sister societies. I wanted initially to be able to have at least one sister society in every state in the United States by the end of this year. COVID won't let us have that happen, but it's one of my primary targets, and I think eventually we'll be able to do that, because some of our states actually have 3 or 4 sister societies, depending on how large the states are. So this gives us an idea of where we are across the globe, and this gives us an idea of where we are in the United States. The 2 states that you see here that are in our GWLN pink were the ones that we were going to have launches in right when the pandemic hit. And all the rest of the states where you see the logo, we have at least one sister society. So I think we're doing very well, and just a few more to go. I had the opportunity last year to participate in a few launches, and I traveled to a couple states, and it was wonderful to hear how a lot of the women leaders were doing what they were doing in their areas to help women advance. And that's what I truly enjoy about the program, is that we are all aiming at one primary thing, is focusing on helping women, but at the same time, we're doing it a little differently depending on which part of the world we're located. Now I'm going to share just a few slides on a couple numbers, just so you have an idea. And some of the data that you will see here is on a lot of reports that we have on our resources page, which you can look at as well afterward. But there's a couple pieces of information that I think are very important for us to remember when we're talking and we're thinking about helping women in our areas of the world. What you see here, 980 million women across the globe still do not have access to financial services. That number is astounding for me every time I see it. And this is according to the World Bank Group, the 2018 data. So it is a tremendous number to look at, okay? And then when we look at how COVID is impacting that has definitely changed a lot of things. And I think that's what you'll hear about from a couple other individuals in our presentations. There's a section on our website that talks about how it is impacting women and resources. And we are seeing that a lot, it's impacting tremendously women because they're coming back to focusing on the caretaking roles, and they're having to decrease the amount of work that they're doing and decreasing the amount of income that they're bringing to their homes. So it is definitely impacting us across the globe. One of the most recent pieces of information that I came across, which I think is very, very important, is right here, and I hope you can see it. It's from the McKinsey Global Institute, and this is from an article just last month, which came out, and it talked about the percentage of women being affected by the employment and the global pandemic. 39% of the global employment account, women make up for it, and 54% of overall job losses across the globe. That is a tremendous, tremendous number to look at, and that is definitely something that is going to be affecting us even in the next coming months. It's not just something that's stopped here. Even if we find a vaccine, it's how do we continue going forward, and how are we going to be helping women, because women are being affected tremendously because of the pandemic. Now, we talk a lot about global. I'm sorry, was this a question? Oh, I will continue. Sorry, I thought there was a question. The Global Gender Gap Index is something that also comes out every 2 years by the World Economic Forum, and it talks about. Hello, sorry, maybe a question. It talks about the global gender gap, and presently the 2020 report tells us, if looking at the 4 factors, that the 4 dimensions that the report looks at, if things were exactly equal right now, it would take 99.5 years for this gender gap to be closed. So there is still tremendous amount of work to be done, and I think important thing for us is to think about the work going forward for our daughters and our sisters and the generation. Yep. All righty. I like to share this as well, primarily for the statistic in the lower part of the slide. The top part of the slide talks about female CEOs at credit unions and banking institutions, but I think the important piece of information to look at is that there's only 2% of financial institution CEOs who are female. So I'm thrilled that you have Lenny at the helm of the Asian Confederation, who is truly a dynamic individual, and she is leading the charge there, and she is making the difference and bringing forth the power of having a woman CEO at the helm of a large institution. So again, congratulations, Lenny, for doing what you do. I'm going to share one more video for you, which I think is an important video to look at, because it does share some data, and it is has been created by another institution, not in the financial services industry, but it talks about empowering women, and let's talk about women. I think it's a very moving video, and I like to share it during my presentations. Alrighty, now to wrap up, just a few more slides and I will be done because I know I've passed my time. One of the primary things that you're seeing here is the pink. I'm wearing it. A lot of our leaders here and a lot of our individuals are wearing it. Is one of the primary ways that we continue to support the program. In the United States, a lot of the sister societies that have their meetings sell the pink items during the meetings, and the money goes back into supporting the program because membership for GWLN is paid for only by 5 countries around the globe. The other countries do not pay a membership fee. So our pink items are one of the truly tremendous things that we're seeing bringing in benefits to the program. I love seeing them. I love seeing the scarves, the ties, the pashminas, the pocket squares, and many times at events, people tell me, you know, you're at a GWLN event because you see the pink in the audience. One of the last few things, our calendar is one of the things that you can always look at, and I encourage always the sister societies to post their meetings on the calendar. Now, because we are primarily having all of our meetings virtually, it's a wonderful way for other sister society members from around the globe, if their time and their schedule permits, to be able to join you as well. And always ask, you never know who can join in. I've seen a lot of our agents, partners join in sister societies in the meetings in the US, our international meetings that Gisela and the ladies from Brazil have also hosted. So I've seen that exchange happening in the last few months, and it's truly tremendous. It has increased our connectivity amongst ourselves, the virtual meetings, and I hope it continues to do so. So I highly encourage everyone to always look at the calendar. We will be having our Executive Readiness Summit this year. We're finally going virtual. It's going to be at the end of October, so stay tuned for that. There's going to be more information on the website and just a few more slides about empowered girls and how they do become empowered women. The young girl that you see on the left is the daughter of our sister society leader in Great Britain. And she shared the photo with me when she had the baby earlier this year, and I asked her if I could use it to show our sister societies, and she said, of course, Lena, because you are never too young to join Global Women's. So the young girl on the left is little Beth Welsh from Great Britain. So I always want to introduce her to our sister societies across the globe. And the image on the right is actually a sculpture of a young girl standing up to the bull. And this is a sculpture that was actually in front of the New York Stock Exchange in New York years ago before they moved the sculpture. But it exemplifies the power behind the program and about us all coming together and being empowered women. The slide that you see here, I also enjoyed, and it's something that I want to try to encourage also going forward. We asked at one of our meetings, all of our sister society members, our GWL members, in one word to say what GWLN means to them. And you see here an array of photos and images, and we have this also on the homepage of the website. And it means very many things to different women. And that's what I like the most about the program. So I hope the same meaning comes out for you as well. I have to always thank our large organizations, our industry partners who help us do what we do. Without their financial support, we wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. This program wouldn't be here. And I always encourage everyone to be able to post on the Facebook group page. We have an open group where a lot of our partners post photos and from meetings, a Twitter page, and a closed LinkedIn group. And here below is my email should you need anything from me at any time, either through Lenny or directly to me. The information's on the website. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I will stop here because I know I've passed my time, but I hope you've had a chance to get a certain feel for the program. And if there's any questions I can answer right now off the top, or just I hope you've gotten a sense. It's truly about what you can make it in your part of the world. You are going to be making a difference, and I'm really thankful for being part of this journey with you. And I look forward to working with all of you in all your parts of the world, and hopefully one day meeting you up close. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lena. Big round of applause to Lena. Yes, let us give a big round of applause to Lena. Thank you very much, Lena. I think the message here that you are saying is that, you know, we are doing a lot of women activities already before knowing Global Women's Leadership Network. But I think the most important thing here is that we are realizing we are not alone in our own credit union. We are not alone in our own country, but you know, we go beyond boundaries. And that's the beauty of credit union, because before globalization came into picture, we are the first globalized organization. Is that right? We are the first globalized global organization, and so we have to be very proud of it. And the Global Women's Leadership Network is connecting us to the mainstream. It's connecting all the women in credit unions, not only all the women, but also the he for she who are supporting the cause of, you know, empowering women are in the one basket. We are sharing the same mission. We are saying the same motivation to uplift one another. So thank you very much, Lena. We have an open forum. I hope that you can still stay with us until the open forum. And so, since you want to talk with them, and maybe it's not only a question, but really a mere talk with them and feel what they are experiencing now, especially during this crisis. So, having said that, a big round, one more big round. Thank you, Lena. And so, as having said that this is a global organization and a global network for women, we have a very beautiful woman here with us from Brazil. She's not, you know, just let us consider that this is a party and she's attending our party. And Giselle Gomez is a woman leader from Sicredi. Sicredi is the credit union network in Brazil. I'm sure that everybody knows about NACOFOC in Asia. And Sicredi is similar to NACOFOC. Everything is standardized. I've been to Brazil, and I'm very, very amazed of the credit union system in Brazil. Everything is standardized. Even the layout of the offices are standardized. Even the one logo is standardized. And I'm very amazed of the performance of the credit union system in Sicredi or in Brazil. So we are very fortunate to have with us the woman leader of Sicredi, of Brazilian credit unions. She's also a good friend of mine, Giselle Gomez. Giselle, so the floor is yours now to share your experience and your advice to our women leaders and he for she.
Oh, thank you, Lenny. I'm really, really happy, and it's a great honor for me to be here with you. When Lenny invited me to join, she said, "Oh, Gisele, apologize me, it's going to be really late in Brazil." And I say, "Okay, Lenny, let's make the following. Let's pretend we are partying together." So that's it. It has been a long, long time that I do not party late in the night, early in the morning. So it's okay. I'm partying with my friends. So it's okay, totally fine. So I'm really, really happy to be here with you this morning. And I personally think that it is very important for the Global Women's Leadership Movement to hear different accents and have the opportunity to share experiences and learn from each other from different parts of the world, as we share the same purpose. And Lenny is a dear, very, very dear and special friend to me and to all Brazilian leaders. I think she inspires all of us, and for sure all of you do the same, do as well. Here in Brazil, we launched our first sister society in 2016 with 13 members. And since that, we started to spread the word of the importance of the movement, of the GWLN and the sister societies. Sicredi has 109 credit unions, and we serve more than 4.5 million members. So in this journey, I would like to point out that we asked for a sponsorship and commitment of our credit unions. So maybe this is kind of an advice. From our 109 credit unions, we have just 2 women being chair of the boards. So we have 107 men. So that's why it was important for us to ask the sponsorship of them, because they are men and they had to recognize how important the gender equality matters and how it is important for us to advance the world, the society, and the economies. Today, we have 34 sister societies, 1,000 direct members, and more than 10,000 women attended workshops and meetings that we organized. In 2019, through the Sicredi Foundation, we transformed the sister societies into a formal program of the Sicredi Foundations with the clear goal to develop leadership for our governance, for our credit union. So our idea, what we want to have is much more women in our board of directors, but also being leaders within their communities. Since we made this a formal program, we created a toolkit and explanations about GWLN, Sister Society, and we also created a 4-year training program with 4 modules per year. So in total, we have 16 modules training program. And among the courses topics, we have leadership, project management, effective communication, entrepreneurship, how to start a business. All these modules can be learned from home, but the main idea is to gather the women in the credit union in a specific date. And in addition to the learning program, to the training program, the women can also have networking, and they will create the strategic planning for the year. I think that the sister societies brought to Sicredi the opportunity to address the gender diversity issue and also empower women. I really like a definition of empowerment that I read in a document prepared by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And they define empowerment as the expansion of choice and strengthening of voice through the transformation of power relations. So women and girls are very important in this movement, have more control over their lives and their future. So empowerment is a process of ongoing change through which women and girls expand their aspiration, strengthen their voice, and exercise more choice. So a woman or a girl, they can experience empowerment in varying degrees and across different areas of their lives, in their home, family, workplace, community. And we understand empowerment is also an outcome of women and girls having greater influence and control over their own lives and futures. But for me, the most important component of the sister societies in Brazil is that we have been empowering women and giving them new perspectives. In 2016, when we started our sister society, we had 6% of women on board positions, not as chairs, but board in general. And now we have 14%. In Brazil, we also have the following model. For example, we have 109 credit unions, and we encourage these credit unions to launch a sister society. Now we have 34. So we have 34 local sister societies. We have one big national sister society that congregates the leaders of the credit unions. So I am the GWLN ambassador in Brazil and also the Sister Society Brazil leader. How do we work in our Sister Society national movement? So we have 2 meetings per month. We have a mentoring program. So we divided our group into 2. So 50% of the group are mentors and 50% are mentees. So the idea is that they exercise and they use their knowledge, as women, and share with each other. Now we just finished our first edition and we're going to start our second edition. We have a panel called He for She, where we invite men in leadership positions to come to our group to discuss, because the idea here is kind of a tricky one. We made questions and we want them to commit to the cost, and then we can use that and say, oh, you went to our meeting and you said that you're going to sponsor something. So that's the idea. We have also a panel called She for She, where we address important and urgent topics for our development. For example, here in Brazil, we do not have quotes for board positions and these kind of things. I'm not saying this is the best practice, but what I'm trying to say is that we bring to the table topics and issues that are important for women, to give them knowledge to discuss further in their community, in their credit union, when they are invited. The proposal of the Sister Society Brazil, this big one, is to create tools and strategies for the leaders to implement on their own sister societies and their communities. So it's kind of definitely an exchange movement. So we can say that we have 3 different spheres: the local ones in the credit unions, the national one, the Sister Society Brazil, and international one, GWLN. So we try to have takeaways from these 3 spheres and exchange information. So next week we are going to host our first International Sister Society involving all these 3 spheres. So we are going to have members from the international movement. We are going to have the Sister Society Brazil as the major host, and we are going to have women from the local sister societies. I also invited Lenny to join and to send us a video. To end my presentation, I would like to share some thoughts with you, if you don't mind, is that define goals for the Sister Society. Can you hear me? Yes? I think you have to define goals for the Sister Society, and it has to be clear for all the members. Sometimes we launch a sister society, but the members do not have the goal very clear, and I think it's very important. Define what is the purpose of the sister society and what is your personal purpose in being part of the sister society. I don't know if you are familiar with the Golden Circle idea of Simon Sinek. There are a few videos, TED videos in the YouTube, and he talks about purpose and this golden circle. I think it's very important to have the goal and the purpose very clear to everybody. Build a network and use them. For example, GWLN is an international network, so you can count on me, you can count on Lena. I'm talking now on behalf of Lena. Sorry, Lena, but definitely you can count on her. And you also can count with other sister societies leaders in Brazil, in the US. So use this network. It is here and we have to use. Sometimes I call Lena and I say, Lena, do you think does that work? How do you think? How can we organize? On next week, Lena is hosting a meeting, how to organize sister society meetings in these virtual times and this kind of things. And the last one is do things with passion. Be passionate about what you are doing and try hard to advance other women. It's really empowering for ourselves as well. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Giselle. That was wonderful. We learned a lot from you with your sharing. I think it's very clear now for everybody what is the purpose of the Sister Society and how can we really make a difference. What is important is, I agree with you that the most important thing is this: we need to be very passionate and we need to be very aware of what we actually want to achieve. So thank you very much, Giselle, for joining us, and let us give her a big round of applause. Thank you so much, Giselle. Okay, so I hope that everybody is very clear now. We have a very good example from our friends from Brazil. And what I am going to do now is to give you a presentation, a small presentation on what ACU is actually looking into, why ACU is supporting and launching sister societies in Asia. I'm sorry. Okay, how can we make a difference? How can we make a difference as sister society? Lena, yes. Oh, sorry. Can you see my screen? No.
Yes, ma'am. But can you please just zoom it out? Just it's visible.
Yes. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
If it is possible
Yes.
to display in presentation mode.
Oh, okay. Come on, can you just say? Okay, sorry for that. I will stop presenting and I will ask Come on to present. Come on, can you do it for me? Okay. All right, so the perspective that I am going to share with you is how can women leaders or sister society members can make a difference in the lives of other women and in the lives of the credit union members. All right, I'm waiting for our slides. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thank you very much. Come on. So next slide. Come on. There was a question that was posted in the chat box, and she was saying that is it only creating the numbers, but how do we measure our impact, and how do we ensure that all the sister societies are actually working? And that's what I'm going to also address in my presentation. We have now 40 sister societies in Cambodia. I think this is 6 countries, and 2,209 members since we organized the first sister society in 2015. Next slide, come on. All right. During the COVID-19, according to the World Bank Global Economic Prospect, in June 2020, COVID-19 could push 71 million people into extreme poverty in 2020 under the baseline scenario, and 100 million under the downside scenario. Lena was pointing out in her presentation that there's a lot of women who are actually getting unemployed because of the COVID-19, and there are a lot of people who will be sliding back to poverty because of the pandemic. The thing is that those who are sliding back to poverty and those who are getting unemployed, according to Lena's presentation, most of them are women. What we actually envisioned is that the sister society will be, we are organizing the sister society to promote political empowerment. Political empowerment means we are, developing women to become leaders of our cooperatives. We want to see more leaders at the board table. Another component is the economic empowerment, which is we are providing opportunity for women to have a dependable income. And our strategy on that is to help women to engage in enterprises. And because during the COVID-19, and I think not only today, but also going forward, there will be a less opportunity for our women members to get employed because of the situation. Next. We understand that, like for example, in Nepal and in India, because it's become a law that 30% of leaders in the credit union should be women. There are definitely women in the board. And when we look at the Philippines, I see that there's a lot of women leaders at the board in the Philippines. But the question is that how can women who are already in the board can make a difference in their participation and in their leadership? So I think women should be strategic leaders in the credit union. It means that women, whenever we are in the board, we have a thorough understanding and knowledge of the challenges and opportunities of credit unions. I have just shared with you in this slide some of the challenges that credit unions in Asia are now experiencing. So when a woman leader sits at the board table, they should be able to understand why outreach to the low income is very important for credit union. If credit unions were born out of poverty more than 100 years ago, and it has not changed even today, the credit unions are more relevant. So at the board table, when you are at the board table, you need to look with the accomplishment of your credit union. Are we really reaching and serving the low income people? Because the mission of the cooperative is to help ordinary people to improve their lives. And if our credit unions are only focused on the certain level of membership or middle class and upper middle class, our women leaders should be able to bring that to the table, to bring that to discussion. Another challenge and opportunities for credit unions, are we reaching youth and women? If your credit unions are already reaching the women, the next question is that whether your women members of credit unions have improved their lives or built their wealth because of the services of your credit union. So we need to understand all the things that evolves around that, and that is how we can make a difference. Financial resilience of members is another challenge right now, and I think everybody learned that if we do not save for the rainy days, our life would be very miserable during the pandemic. Financial resilience is being able to have your financial resources to be able to cope up with the situation brought by the pandemic. So among your membership, why is it that many members are really relying on the mercy of the government in order to survive during this pandemic? So this is one of issue that we as women leader should be able to bring to the board table. And we should be able to articulate why is it important to you and what you need to do. Integration of cooperative network is another one, because as a woman leader, you should not only look into your cooperative itself, but you need to look at the entire credit union movement. What is your relationship with the entire credit union system? And how do you work with your credit union in order to have a synergy with other cooperatives and with your national association? Another one is the need to digitize financial services. This is now very important for credit unions. As a woman leader, we need to be very smart to discuss this at the board table. Why is it very important for you to digitize? Digitizing the financial services of credit unions, according to our experience, cannot be done by a single credit union alone. Before you act, you need to look at what are the initiatives that's been taken by your national association, because otherwise you have a good system, but you cannot talk to one another. Another one is the co-ops for climate action. This is a very important topic that all credit unions need to address. The climate is changing. We are experiencing that in every day, and from the start we wake up and from the time we go to bed, we are experiencing change in climate. But these are human-made, and our cooperatives and our members of credit unions has a lot of things to contribute on this. These are the some of only of the strategic issues that a woman leader should be able to articulate and should be able to put into the discussion at the board table. And that is how you can make a big difference in your leadership in the co-op. Okay, yes, come on. Right. Giselle was talking about tools, and what we are looking now, everything now is in the business solutions of ACU. But what we are thinking now is to identify all those strategic issues and put it into a one tool or business solution. It would be a leadership toolkit for all the leaders of credit union, of sister society. We are going to, like Brazil is doing, we are going to conduct training programs for our sister society members, particularly those who are already at the board or taking a leadership position. That document or that manual is going to describe the strategic issues faced by the credit unions. We will be describing it, and what is important is we will also showing you how it impacts your credit union. And the last piece is that how the credit union should respond. So when you are at the board table, you would be able to discuss and you will be able to describe and you will be able to show to your other leaders how this strategic issue is impacting the credit unions negatively or positively. We also have to look at opportunities and challenges that is brought to your credit unions and what should be the response of your credit union. Yes, come on. Next slide, come on. All right. Another one that we can make a difference on the lives of others. We are talking about poverty. When we look at, I think the number one issue for credit unions now is poverty. In Asia, I think it's poverty because we are in a developing country and we saw that, you know, the impact of the pandemic is that the ability to pay of our members have been affected. You know, they are very much worried now because even after the pandemic, they are not sure whether they will be able to regain their source of income. What we are suggesting now is that, you know, we need to focus is that our credit unions need to really help our members and promote entrepreneurship. During this pandemic and even after the pandemic, business development support should be an integral part of your lending program. Because when you have the enterprise development support, you will be able to promote entrepreneurship, you will be able to promote self-employment, you will have to provide them access to information and even digital platform in order for them to sell their goods. And the most important piece is that financial literacy. We need to ensure that our members will become financial resilient because definitely there is a crisis that is going to happen. We do not know when, but we should always be ready. I think it's the role of the women, it's the role of the credit union. Even you need to start it by yourself. Okay, so I think that is all I can share with you. I hope that there are two pieces that I have shared with you that we are going to develop leadership by making sure that they are aware about the strategic issues concerning credit unions. And we have to help our members, especially the women, to gain employment so that they will have a dependable income and they would be able to survive any crisis that will happen in the future. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so come on, I will. So if there are any question, oh, okay, we have. Okay, I think I have a last one. We did not actually announce this one, but on August 26th, it's 9 a.m. Thailand time, we have another session with Susan Mitchell, which is the chairperson of the Global Women's Leadership Network. And this is also about strategic leadership session. So after this after this webinar, we are sending out again an invite to you. We did not send it earlier because it might be confusing. So after this, you will receive, I hope that we will see you again with Susan Mitchell. All right. Any question, you can have all the question on the chat box. So the next agenda is that I will invite our chairperson from Tagum Cooperative. They also organize sister society and they are very, very active. She will be sharing with us about personal financial resilience in a world of uncertainty. I know this lady, I know her for a long time, and I do not know whether she can see this one. Come on, can you stop? And I do not know whether you can see this, Rose.
Yeah.
Can you see this?
Yes.
You can see the money, right? Yeah. It's a good luck money. It was you who taught me this. Anyway,
yeah.
This is always in my purse. And you were saying to me that if I have this money in my purse, I will not run out of money. Okay. Anyway, it's not about this, but of course, it's your financial behavior that counts. It's not the money that is in your purse, the good luck money in your purse. But the reason why I invited Rose for this session is because since I met Rose, she's always talking about financial literacy. So take it away, Rose.
Ma'am Rose, unmute.
Unmute. Oh, okay. Hello and good morning. When Lenny invited me to talk about financial resiliency, I said, what will I give? But then she said, give what you know and what you are practicing in life. So with me today is our gender focal person because she will be the one to maneuver all the slides. Personal financial resilience in a world of uncertainty. I hope I will be talking slow. How can you bounce back and how you can prepare yourself and your finances in times of uncertainties? But before that, I would like to flash that and let all of you know the Tagum Cooperative Sister Society was organized in May 22, 2015. Where Lenny and Andrew Su and Ranjit attended, and our first number of membership of our sister society was 50. So that's it, that's the one there, and it's still growing. Okay, before I give my personal financial resilience in a world of uncertainty, like my experience, I would like to share with you the importance of financial literacy. Financial literacy to the members, we give this in Tagum Cooperative in order for them to understand and believe in the benefits of budgeting. Budgeting is the key word. And also the importance of having an emergency fund. And how to build also financial security for our old age or our retirement. For Tagum Cooperative's program about financial literacy, we have the following at the moment. We had webinars on boosting up financial literacy for the young professionals. Actually, we already had 3 batches. done. And Financial Literacy 101 for our teens or teenager members. And also webinar on the importance of building up emergency fund for overseas Filipinos and their families. And financial counseling for the members. Radio program every Saturday. Savings and loan seminars every Saturday also. And pre-membership seminars, both online and face-to-face. Our goals to achieve in giving education about financial literacy to the credit union members are the following. To realize and inculcate into their minds the importance of budgeting, to continuously build up share capital, savings, and emergency fund. To have a family security also through insurances, and to encourage them to have another source of income. So, may I give you this saying, life is full of doubts or uncertainties. Uncertainty is a part of life and can't be avoided. It can be a major source of anxiety like the pandemic that we have now. The best way to deal with it is to learn techniques that helps you prepare for it without the accompanying worry. So, how's your financial resilience in this time of pandemic? But before that, resilience is really the ability to withstand and recover from difficult life events, temporary financial hardships and disruptions. It is a long-term, ongoing, and sustainable process that can be nurtured and planned for. Are we financially prepared for the emergency situation? That should be the question that we always have to ask ourselves. Our life really, or our economic life really involves money. What is money then? In economics, it says it is a medium of exchange. It allows us to obtain what we need to live. And money is earned and does not come for free and easy. It calls for us to manage it well. Therefore, financial resilience is all about understanding your money, improving your confidence, and feeling empowered to manage your money. So here we are now. What sort of life do we want? Of course, personally, I want a comfortable life. It's a bonus to become a millionaire or a billionaire, but for me, I want a comfortable life. And a comfortable life is when you need something, you can have it without the problem of getting it. Now, know and reflect your lifestyle. This is very important, reflecting our lifestyle. Are you living a simple lifestyle? Or are you living an extravagant lifestyle? Simple lifestyle simply needs only simple budget. And for the extravagant lifestyle, you need more budget because you will be extremely excessive in spending all the things that you don't even need. So we are advocating really to have a frugal living. Frugal living, a way of life that focuses on simplicity, getting rid of everything that you do not need. So that's very important because if you are extravagant before because you have so much sources of income, it's always nice to maintain a simple lifestyle. There are four key strategies to boost our financial resilience. Number one is budget your income in order to save. Then have an emergency fund and reduce and manage your debt and review your lifestyle. There's a saying here, living within your means is good, but living below your means is better. Like for example, if your income is 20,000 a month, it is good if you can only spend 15,000 so that you have 5,000 reserve. There are tips on spending. You have to know if it is a need or wants. Needs are something you have to have, but something you can't do without. A good example is food. We cannot live, we cannot go on without food. That's a real need. But for wants are something you would like to have. It is not absolutely necessary, but it would be a good thing to have. A good example is a trendy gadgets. If you cannot afford a trendy gadgets, do not go into debt just to have a trendy gadgets. And that is now the problem of our millennials, because our millennials are not really satisfied with a simple gadget. They always want to have a trendy gadget. So, how do we do that? Effective budget method with an end goal of saving. So when we budget, our only purpose of budgeting is so that we can save. And then applying the saving formula of income less savings equals expenses, or the difference, that's the money you will spend. The old formula that normally many are really using is income minus ball. If you really save what you save before spending, the saving is already secured. Then this is what I learned during that last walkthrough. It made a flash there that you have to treat your savings as an expense. Meaning, if you already save, forget it. Do not keep counting, oh, my savings, how long will it take me to save this much because I want this thing to do, or I want to acquire this thing. So, but if you treat your savings as an expense, at least it will just keep building up and you will be sure. And the last is list all your expenses as a permanent record of reckoning. When we say list all your expenses as a permanent record of reckoning, you can make an analysis that for the month, or maybe your food expense is already so much because you keep going out, you keep dining out. Or maybe your personal expense, you are having so much amount for the personal expense because you keep buying whatever is offered by your friends, the one that are selling, like the selling online nowadays is really very popular. Also, in buying food, one of our tips is buy food and your groceries on a monthly basis or by bulk. Do not buy food every time, like for example, you buy rice or bread just before you eat or you have dinner. That is a very wrong practice. If you buy your food, you already know how many people are consuming the food. So you have to buy food by bulk that is good for 1 month. That is really very ideal. And avoid, of course, when we talk of food, try to avoid wasting food. Cook what you can only consume and do not throw away food. Conserving and recycling water is also another good tip. Save rainwater. Here in the Philippines, it keeps raining. If you have so many empty drums, you can fill up the empty drums for free. Rainwater is free, so your water bill will not go up. Also, water used in washing clothes can be used in cleaning the toilet. You don't need fresh water to flush your toilet. Another thing is conserve electricity. When someone is out in the room, make sure that the lights are all turned off. Another is avoid overindulging on branded things. This is very tempting, especially for the millennials. They always want to indulge in branded things. But to me, a cheap watch tells the same time with an expensive watch. If you have Rolex, your Rolex and my, what is the name of this cheap, Elite, very cheap watch, it tells the same time. So why will I spend my money on a very expensive watch? As long as it serves the purpose, that is really very important. Another tip is minimize dining out. Instead, cook your own food. The beauty of cooking your own food, you know the ingredients you are cooking, you know the water that you are using, you know that you are not putting monosodium glutamate or MSG, which is not very good for our body. So my advice is cook your own food. Well, if you want to dine out, maybe you can dine out on your special occasions. Like I remember while I was in Australia, we only have to go out, I think 4 times a year, like my birthday, my husband's birthday, my daughter's birthday, and during our wedding anniversary. Those are the 4 times that we only go out, we dine out. Because also that time, we have no time really of going out. We are always tired because we are both working. So minimizing dining out is really very good tip. Another is we reduce if we cannot stop our vices like smoking, hard drinking, and gambling. When we talk of smoking, in the Philippines, very few Filipina women are really smoking. But in Australia, I was even wondering that while I was working, I said, oh, it's smoko time. I said, what is smoko? I cannot understand the word smoko. I said, it is smoking time. Oh, but for those who are not smoking, you can have your snacks. So for smoking, we already know that it's not really advised that you have to smoke because it burns our pocket and it also burns our lungs, meaning lung cancer is really, we are inviting lung cancer if we keep smoking. For hard drinking, besides that it is very expensive, hard drinking is not also good for our body, and more so for gambling. Gambling is really a very bad habit because sometimes those gamblers, they will gamble the money even for the money allocated to pay bills, they gamble. We are very happy here in Davao, Tagum City in particular, we don't have any casino. But in Australia where I lived before, all women are really going to the casino. They said, oh, we will just go there for a social drinking, but actually they are tempted to gamble. Gambling is really not a good habit. We have some techniques in saving here. If you really want to save, you can automate your savings. Like in our credit union here in Tagum, we automate, some are automating really their savings for retirement, for education, for birthday, for Christmas, for vacation, and any other purpose. Why automate? Because it is already deducted from your pay, therefore there's no more hassle for you to get the money and then allocate for the different passbooks. You just automate it. And also for the emergency fund, you can automate it. Next tip is also avoid impulse buying. Before the pandemic, all the malls, there's so many malls really around us. The malls are always offering sale time, sale, 3-day sale, 50% off, 70% off. We are also attracted, oh, it's a big discount. But we do not know if they jack up the price so that, you know, they can get back what they are really selling. So when you go to the mall, if ever we have the time to do the malling, pause and reflect before you buy. You have to pause. Do I need it? Do I still have this at home? If I buy, what will happen to this thing that I buy? Maybe I will be giving it to the Salvation Army because we have already plenty at home. So avoid impulse buying, pause and reflect before you buy. Next is find contentment with what you have. What you have, for as long as you are not starving, be contented. No, do not be really dreaming for many, many good things, beautiful things, even if it's beyond our reach. Now, if you think your income is not enough, there's a picture there. Grow your own vegetables, either in garden or in container. You'll be surprised in the Facebook, my God, many plants, no? And others are even making their own pots, garden pots, because of the plants. And they are, I'm just enjoying looking at the Facebook for many people are really engaging in planting, which is really good. But for me, it is important to grow your own vegetables, either in garden or container. You know why? Because if you grow your own vegetables, you already know that there are no pesticides or any other things that is very harmful to the body that is being placed. Like one time when I asked an ampalaya planter, I asked him, how do you plant your ampalaya? Your ampalaya is very healthy. The first thing he asked me is, what sort of pesticides are you using? I said, pardon me? Pesticides. I use a little bit of Indrin. You know that word Indrin is, I'm really allergic to that because it really kills people. But he said, if you will not apply some of this, you cannot have good ampalaya. But then I tried, this pandemic, I tried to apply an ampalaya. Ampalaya is a bitter melon, a bitter gourd. Sometimes people call it bitter gourd or bitter melon. It's very nice if you mix it with eggs in the morning. So growing your own vegetables is really good rather than relying on buying and buying. Besides that, you can save, you can really be sure that the vegetables you are eating is really very good and very healthy. Another thing is you can have a passive income if your income is not really enough. So it depends on the country where you are. Like in Australia, when I lived there for 21 years, you can always have the chance to have a second job. That's what we call passive income. Second job, maybe 2 to 3 hours every day after work, you can have your second job, so you can have an extra income. But if you do not have the chance of having or getting a second job, you can go on business. Our trending now is we have so many online businesses in the Philippines. Here in the Philippines, I do not know for the other countries. Online business is already very, very popular. If you can make some products that you can sell it online, that is of a big help to you. So we're done with the budgeting. Let's now come to the establishing an emergency fund. Why emergency fund? Because it is a cash reserve for emergency purposes. According to Lenny, she made mention that we always save for the rainy days. We don't really know when this rainy days comes into our life. If we have a savings, it is always good, because when the rainy days comes, we are prepared. We will not go hungry, and we will not be in trouble. But the rule of thumb about this emergency fund is that your emergency fund should be enough to handle 3 to 6 months or even up to 1 year worth of living expenses to get through the financial difficulty. Like this pandemic, we thought it will only last for 3 months. Now it's still here. Since February, March, April, May, so several months from now, yet we do not know when we can really get the vaccine. So if you have a guaranteed emergency fund that will last for 1 year, you feel all right. You will not be feeling anxious, and you will not be worried because you have that prepared amount for you to last for a month or any worst case scenario. Remember this, that the cash allocated for the emergency fund should not be touched. That's the keyword. Do not touch it unless it is really emergency. Your emergency fund is not an investment, but it is an assurance to protect you and your family in times of emergencies. So that's the keyword for the emergency fund. Now, let's now come to reduce and manage your debt. Almost all of us have really debt. We call debt in the Philippines utang. If you have debt, a debt is always to be paid. Keeping your debt at a manageable level is one of the foundations of a good financial life. Here are some tips on managing your debt. First, know how much you owe by listing your debts. Do not list it, leave it in your mind. I owe you this much, I owe that much. But try to get a pencil or a pen and write really down all your debts. Then pay first your debts that with high interest, because there are debts that are really bearing high interest. So pay that first, or consolidate your debts and apply a loan in your credit union so that you have only one debt. So if you have that idea or technique, it would be easily for you to reckon, oh, this is what I will pay for my monthly debt. Then pay debts on time to avoid interest and late payment charges. Like for example, the use of the credit card is sometimes very tempting. easy to swipe your card. In the Philippines, we call that one bug in. Very easy to bug in your credit card. So if you swipe your credit card, very easy. But the crunch is when the statement of account of your credit card arrives. Can you cope it? Did you have a discipline on it? So using credit card is also very good. It's nice to have one credit card. For me, using a credit card, I use it. I don't need it because I am preparing everything, but I still use credit card because I am after of the points, which I can convert it into a flying benefit. So like one of the banks here, if you spend 50 pesos in the credit card, it will give you 1 point. And for me, it's only easy to, I mean, if I use my credit card in all my expenses, I can fly from here to Manila, that is our capital city in the Philippines, with 13,000 points, and I can do that in 1 or 2 years. So using credit card in purchasing things, and as much as possible, pay your credit card even before the statement arrives. Do not wait for this. And also in the statement of the credit card, it only says pay, you can pay this amount only, meaning you are even encouraged to pay little. Don't do that. Pay the credit card, the whole statement, so that it will not bear any interest at all. Next is you have to protect your credit history by paying your debts on time. So it only takes you one mistake and the bank will already notice that you are not a good payer. Maybe the credit card will be canceled because you are not a good payer. I have some additional tips for a healthy living, healthy lifestyle. Be insured, be covered with an insurance. Like if you have a life insurance, that is the health and the death insurance is really very good practice. And also a non-life insurance for your vehicle and your home, because that is a buffer in case of accidents, death, fire, earthquake, and storms, and other misfortunes in life. In Tagum Credit Union, when a member dies, the family can receive a mortuary benefit or mortuary claim of 100,000 pesos. That's around 2,000 US dollars for a natural death, and 200,000 pesos or 4,000 US dollars for an accidental death. So that's already a big help in case any misfortune in life comes to a member. So that is part of our, actually part of our service to the members. So be insured. My sister in America told me her income is full already taken by the insurance. I said, what are the sort of, so she has so many insurance, because she said, when something happens to me, my family will no longer have a problem because I have all the insurance. But whatever service your cooperative can give, that is good enough. My final advice: 1, focus and be consistent in saving money, even in little amounts. You don't need big amount to save. Just make saving a habit. Meaning when it's already a habit, you feel uneasy if you don't do it. So like if you save 100, like in Philippines, you have pesos as our currency. If you save 100 pesos or $5 every month, that is really good enough. Be consistent only, just save, keep saving little amounts. Number 2, do not change your lifestyle even if your income increases. Because sometimes if you are employed, there's always a pay rise every year. So even if you have a pay rise, just maintain your simple lifestyle, because this gives you more chance to save. Because sometimes others, my pay now is this much, I want to have this, I want to have that. Well, you will be in the losing situation there. What you have to do is remain your simple lifestyle, and whatever increase you get, just save. Number 3 is be patient and persevere. Be patient if you want to acquire things, or, oh, I want to have $1 million like this, like that, and you're impatient and they say, oh, maybe I will withdraw and I will gamble my money so it will increase. Oh my God, you will be in the losing end. But perseverance is really a virtue. Persevere, just be patient and just continue waiting for that money to really grow big. And last is enjoy watching your money grow. I tell you what, this is really one of the technique that you will be inspired. Oh, my money last month was 150, now it's 180, maybe next month becomes 200. That is really a very good practice of doing, watching your money grow. Money speaks only one language. What is this language? Money says, if you save me today, I will save you tomorrow. That ends my presentation. And I do not know if I have still time, no more? No more time. So I really wanted to share something, but since I have no more time, that presentation, I hope you are getting something out of it. Thank you, thank you, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good, Rose. Thank you very much. I hope that everybody also realized that during the presentation of Rose, I'm sure that you are internalizing. Someone has already talked about, how can we measure the impact of the sister society? If you will only think that all our members of sister society are practicing what Rose have already shared with us, we are already creating a big difference in the lives of other people. Because if a woman is practicing it, she is not practicing all alone by herself. It is the entire family practicing what she is actually practicing. Am I correct? So I think this is the first rule of thumb of our sister societies in Asia, because we are confronting hardships, and we are located in a developing country where there are high incidence of poverty, and we have more women members in our credit unions. We need to reach out to them. The sister society members are already the people who have already reached certain financial financial achievements. And so you can share this with other women, and that's how we can create a difference. By the way, ACU is conducting financial literacy and financial planning workshop for women. And we can also share with you the link for that. And we are very much happy if you can access our training program. It's creating a financial plan. We are going to help every individual to create a financial plan for every family. So that's, we will apply what Rose have already taught us today. Thank you very much, Rose. It's wonderful.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
A good presentation, ma'am.
Yes.
Good presentation. Thanks all of you.
Okay, thank you. We have one last presenter. She's not last but the least, but I think she's a very important person. This one is showing how the Global Women's Leadership Network is actually taking notice of the women leaders who have significant achievement and creating value to other people. So we have with us Ms. Josie Cardona, the General Manager of Most Holy Rosary Multipurpose Cooperative in the Philippines, and she is the recipient of the scholarship from the Global Women's Leadership Network. And we will ask her to share what sister society means to me. Okay, Josie, can you take the microphone now, Josie?
Hello.
Yes.
I will share my presentation now.
Yes.
I'm very thankful to the Global Women Leadership Network for giving me the opportunity to be one of the recipients as scholar. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Okay. Again, good day, everyone. Happy to see that everyone here are safe and free from COVID-19. I'm Josie Cardona, CEO of Most Holy Rosary Multipurpose Cooperative and Women Representative to the Board of NACO Network in the Philippines. I've been 30 years in the cooperative movement since 1989. During that time, I was 18 years of age, and I have just graduated in high school. My credit union, the Most Holy Rosary Multipurpose Cooperative, made me the first scholar. That's why I finished my studies while working, taking up Bachelor of Science in Accountancy. I rose from the rank, from collector to clerk to bookkeeper, accountant, and secretary to the board. Then I became a CEO of our credit union. I see myself as a leader maybe because of leading some organizations since I was a teenager. As a person, I am contemplating of my life's purpose. How can I be of help of those in need? How can I be a channel of grace to others? What can I do to empower people, especially the women? Questions that lead me of who and what I am doing today. It was last 2017, year 2017, when I started to establish a livelihood program in our cooperative focusing women empowerment. I was triggered with this group of women, mothers, who borrowed a sewing machine, transferring the sewing machine from one house to another for them to make brown rags to earn a living. So what we did, we gave sewing machines, remnants of cloth, needle, scissor, thread, and other things needed to sew brown rags to those women. These women were alcoholic, fan of gambling, gossiping, no high educational attainment, and very poor. It is a great challenge for us on how to change the mindset of these women so that their dreams and our dreams for them will not be wasted. I know we need to educate them, motivate them, and keep them busy in sewing round rags for their livelihood. So we meet them every week, monitoring their quotas of 3,000 pieces of round rags per week per individual to keep them busy. We gave them financial literacy, identifying needs and wants, budgeting, simple recording, saving, and fun activities to keep them alive every meeting. Happy to know that as of today, even their kids are helping them and have observed the changes of the habit of their mothers, testifying that now their mothers are busy sewing and earning, never holding cards for gambling, and no more drinking alcoholic beverages. Some of the mothers in this program have extended their source of income by having a small retail store. Some of them upgraded their sewing not only by making round rags, but also making pillowcases, curtains, shorts, dress, and other simple dressmaking because we trained them to level up or improve their skills. And some of them are backyard hog raisers. The sister society in our area is now spreading, so I decided to create a groupings for every common interest or livelihood of the women. We have livelihood for food, handicrafts, agricultural products, home care products, and personal care products. My idea is to talk them, meet them every time with common problems, issues, needs, concerns, and suggestions. We support women who are least, lost, and last in the community. As you can see in the presentation, we have women in jail who makes perfume. We coordinated with the Bureau of Jail and Management and Penology in our municipality and agreed to support them by teaching them how to make perfume. We provide them from raw materials and we support them up to marketing. But the good news is that we don't need to sell outside because jail visitors are the one who supported them to earn. This project is also a preparation for the women upon releasing them from jail. Most of their cases are related to illegal drugs. That they have something to earn for a living with the support of the cooperative. We have also a group of indigent women. Those women lives in the upland community in our municipality. We call them Dumaga Tremontados. They plant grass named tiger grass and rattan palm or yantok for handle and make it a sweeper or broom. When we started helping and assisting them in our livelihood, we discovered that they save their money by putting money under the ground. They don't have access to any banks or financial institutions, and nobody teaches them of the proper way of saving their money. That in some cases, they found out that when the time they need to use their money, it is already torn out and molded. So we teach them to save their money in our cooperative. And I was so amazed that some of them has much more money deposited now in our cooperative than those who lives in the lowland. Many of them knows why they need to save and for what purpose. We have also a group of indigenous women that planted plant prunes, root crops, and vegetables, and sells it to the market, but pay them in a very low price. So what we did was we helped them in selling their produce to the market, to our market vendors, then help them, assist them to get paid enough price for their produce or products. Another group of women are those mothers with autism child. Some of these women has small businesses. We support them in terms of financial, social, and moral. We meet them, talk to them, and share about the experiences they had and the challenges of being a mother with autism child, and support to link in health services for their kids. Most of them wanted access to financial and doing livelihood while at home taking care of their autism child. We also have a group of persons with disability. Some of them are making these beadworks, as you can see in my presentation, and some of them are making cookies and we have other disabled women entrepreneurs. By group, these are sets of leaders. There are sets of leaders with president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and auditor to develop their leadership. We have monthly meetings. Some are weekly meetings for our monitoring and assessment to support them. We assist them from creation of groups to assistance in their field of skills and livelihood, to capacitating them, giving financial literacy, giving seminars or simple record keeping or bookkeeping for them to be able to know if their business are losing or gaining, and others needed to empower them up to marketing of their products and services. In terms of marketing support, we created a Facebook account called Co-op Pamilihan. This is a cooperative online marketing for our members, men and women entrepreneurs. As of now, we have 2,100 plus members selling online. Also, we created courier in this platform. Members of the cooperative can tap or call our couriers for service delivery or pick up of members' products through Co-op Pamilihan in a very convenient price. We joined also in a trade fair, local and national, to help our women entrepreneurs market their products. And for my last slide, these photos were taken during our sister societies activities. There are simple things that we do to make a difference. This is my journey as a woman empowered in our cooperative, and I hope that I inspired all of you with my story. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Thank you so much. We salute you, Josie, for what you have done. It's really amazing. I have been talking about business development support, and I think this is a business development support of credit unions already in action in the Most Holy Rosary Multipurpose Cooperative. So when somebody asks about what is about Sister Society, this is all what Sister Society is actually doing. Am I correct, Josie? So
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so we do not need to talk about concept, but we have seen an example, a concrete example on how a business development support can help even women in the jail. You know, I'm so amazed with that story, women in the jail that you are supporting in order for them to prepare for getting out of the jail and live a normal life. That is a wonderful, wonderful story. Thank you very much, Josie. And I hope everybody, as you said, I hope everybody is inspired. This is what the cooperative should be doing, going down, you know, going down our market, going down to the level of the lost and the last. Is that right? The lost and the last. I love that. Okay, so we are going now to open for the forum, and this is the chance for you to speak. I think I know that we have 77 participants, but I think we will have to ask maybe one country to speak. It's now getting late, but we cannot ignore your questions and your reflections on what we did. So maybe one person per country we can allow to speak. Yes, and if there are any questions. You can raise your hand who would like to, and then we will acknowledge. Anyone would like to share or ask question?
Anjali.
Yes, Anjali. I think Anjali
Yes.
from India. Okay, so we start from India.
Yes, this webinar really eye-opener for me how to work as a sister society leader in India. It throws light. Definitely. Thank you very much to all presenters and Ma'am Lena and Lenny ma'am, both of you. I just want to have some information regarding is there a common minimum program can be arranged for all the sister society across the globe? Common minimum program. So we have a strength. We can show our strength, unity in that way. Are you getting my voice, Lenny ma'am?
Yes, I got it. I think we will ask Lena to answer that one, Anjali. Lena, would you be okay?
Yeah. Anjali, I want to make sure I'm understanding your question though. Can you please repeat? You said a minimum, what kind of program? I'm not understanding it completely.
Common minimum program, 2 or 3. Globally, we can maybe like a celebration or a expo or trade fair like that. So we can show our strength to the community across the globe.
Okay,
Are you getting my question?
I'm understanding two things. Some of the sister societies or some of the cooperatives are creating specific products, correct?
Yeah, right.
So you're suggesting if we have a type of forum or a fair or a trade where all of the sister societies could exhibit the products? Is that what I'm understanding?
No, I want to say that there may be a common minimum program that is we can explore ourselves, we can show to the society that we are united globally, our strength. Ma'am Lenny, can you explain it in more proper way?
I'm afraid I'm not understanding the question, and I'm sure Anjali has something very specific targeting.
I want to say something.
Hello.
Leni ma'am, can you explain it?
Yes. Okay, the way I understand the question of the suggestion, it's not a question, but maybe a suggestion.
Right. It's a suggestion, right? It's a suggestion.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe something like, Anjali, what I can think of in your suggestion is that, you know, maybe all the sister society all over the world can have a same time event during the International Women Day.
Right, right.
Maybe that
Like
is
this.
something like that you are talking, right?
Right, right.
International.
It's a common minimum program.
Yes,
It
international.
may be on the financial literacy. It may be on a financial literacy. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it. But probably, Anjali, it might be depending on the different country context, because every country has a different issues that we are.
Right.
But I can speak for Asia, but I think in Asia we need to really boost financial literacy.
Right, right, right. Okay, okay.
So for us, that would be our minimum program for sister society. We,
Right.
sister society, should be financial literacy ambassadors. It should be.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, now I understood. Thank you, Lenny. And Lenny has a point. Although there are similar problems across the globe, it varies from region to region. For example, Lenny said in Asia, financial literacy. That does not mean that the sister societies in Africa, which are also growing this past year actually, don't have an issue with financial literacy, but they have other issues as well, even having difficulty of the women actually even coming to the meetings or even coming to the table to have the discussion because they don't feel comfortable, or they have different societal issues which don't allow them to come to the table for conversations. That is different for the sister societies, for example, in the United States. So it does vary from region to region. That's the one part of it. The other part of it, yes, International Women's Day, which we know each year is on March 8th, always has a central theme each year. This year was Each for Equality. In 2021, I don't think they've released the theme yet. So it varies. So if we're looking to have one day for a uniform event, that would be difficult across the globe because of the time zones. But what I definitely think could happen is we could have 2 or 3 central themes, and we can think about maybe having regional focuses going forward. It's a very good suggestion, taking into note. I'm taking notes for sure. It's not something we can do tomorrow, but it is something to think about in the future because things are evolving and are changing. And for example, if we had this conversation 10 months ago, it would be very, very different because the pandemic has affected women tremendously this past year and will continue to do so. Okay, and I'll stop here. Thank you.
Thank you, Lena. Father Freddy, I will call on Father Freddy from Indonesia. Father Freddy is the person who organized the first sister society in Indonesia, he or she. Yes, Father.
Hello.
Yes, hello everybody. Thank you very much for this moment. I do appreciate, very appreciate this event and also the Global Women Leadership Work Network. It's very important for us. In Indonesia, we have started in Sawan Sibarung Credit Union, in Mekarkasi Credit Union, and Pelita Sejahtera Credit Union. We have 3 now in Indonesia, and we have many activities of women leadership. But I just want to say that we need a forum look like this to share with everyone, with every community, to encourage women in all the world. Because, for example, in Toraja, they have many activities, they have many movement, but they need supported by listening the experience of everywhere. So I think it's the good if global women leadership conduct the forum regularly to encourage everyone. Because in our credit union, we have many women as a member than the men. And we have many employees, women than the men. And we have some effort to ensure that women take a place in responsibility for their self and also to the community and to the credit union. So I just want to appreciate this movement. I will support, and we are Indonesia are ready to share in next forum about our activity in Credit Union Saunsi Baru and Mekarkasi of Global Women Leadership Network. Lenny, just it. Thank you, Lenny.
Thank you very much, Father. It's really, I really appreciate what you said. And please, we talked earlier before this webinar. I think we need to institutionalize the credit union system in Indonesia.
Yes.
It's not only in your 3 credit unions, because in other countries, the women committee or the women, how do you call, women representation in the board of the National Federation is already existing. Yes. I think maybe we need to advocate to our national association to also put a woman representative at the board of the National Association. Thanks,
yes,
Father.
Lenny. Thank you, Lenny.
Okay. Is there anyone who would like to share? Yes, Bing. Yes, Bing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would like to make commitment actually. So first, I would like to thank all the presenters for their sharing. I think we learned a lot from that, no? And as for me being the head of the NATCO Education Training Consultancy, wherein the GOD program is large, I'd like to make commitments. One is to strategize in order to increase the sister society, because in the report I heard there are only 3 Philippines. No? So at the minimum, all members of our GOD committee will have launched their sister society and increase that. And 2 is to support this society so that they'll be able to come up with programs, especially on financial literacy sessions to the members. And 3 is to monitor the sister society so that we'll be able to gather data and documentations of their progress in the society. So I think that would be that. And here with me is our GOD chairperson, Ms. Josie, with her support and other committee members, and our focal person, Ms. Mabel Isidro. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Bing. I hope that everybody understand this is, yeah, thank you very much, Bing, for that commitment. Because imagine if we have sisters, if we organize the sister society in one, I mean, the women in the one network, you know, we can deliver our communication to them. We can deliver our message that this is what we have to approach our credit unions in order to develop. These are the programs that we need to incorporate in our credit unions in order to reach more people that we will improve their lives. So thank you very much for that. Sister Society is not just an association. There is a mission. And our mission is very, very critical and very important nowadays. May I invite also Nepal to say something, Nepal? And then I will call on Japan. Japan, we need to hear from Japan.
I really want to work more actively in our society.
Are you ready? And then I saw Soreka. Soreka, you will be after Japan. Soreka. Okay, is our friend from Japan is ready to say something? All right, then I will call on Soreka. Oh, yes, sorry, Japanese. Okay, our Japanese girls are there. Look, very young women. Yes. Anything you want to say?
We are not done yet. Thank you so much for all presentations. We are also very much very impressed by the presentation by Miss Rosaline Argenti from Chairman Tagung Cooperative and Sister Society leader in the Philippines. Because I'm so expressed by the saving techniques and how women survive under the COVID-19. The presentation can be spread around in all members in Japan. So we expect the materials can be shared in going forward.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Yes, we will share all the PowerPoint presentations to all the participants. Yes, you will get it. And welcome. We'd like to start the communication with you, so everything will be CC to both of you whenever we have communication on global women's leadership and sister society. Thanks a lot. And yeah, so I will call on Sureka now. Sureka, are you ready? Sureka.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, Sureka.
Yes. Namaste everyone and Global Women Network ladies with Leni and Lena. Thanks to opportunity me. I am Mrs. Surekha Lavande from India. I am CEO of MapCause here in Maharashtra. I really thankful today's topic and women empowerment, and it's really need of the hour. Women are working very effectively in every sector today, but in cooperative sector, till the percentage of women is quite low. Hence, we are also working towards this and conducting so many different activities for women empowerment, like making candles, making spices, and other things, making them financially sustainable. Then are also various NGO working for the gender equality. But Global Women Leadership Network is specially working for women empowerment in cooperative sector, which is really good and commendable, which in the turn making them financially strong and respectable person in the society. So I really want to work more effectively in our sister societies for our sisters in societies. Thank you, Lena and Leni, and good morning, all of you. I am very happy today's meeting.
Thank
participating today's meeting.
Okay, thank you very much, Sureka. So hope that you are. You take care of
Thank you, Lena. Thank you.
You take care of yourself. Yes, we are same name, Lena, Leni.
Quite
okay. So I will call on Nepal, Balav.
Yes. Good morning from Nepal to everyone. We are very happy to join this session today. So many presentations. We learned many things from Philippines, from US, and from many other countries. Very powerful presentation over there. So very few things I want to update from our side. We have currently 11 sister societies already organized in Nepal, and recently we have sent invitations to organize the sister societies in 10 different credit unions in Nepal, and almost they are organized in 10 credit unions. So altogether we will have 21 credit unions, sister societies. Currently we have 428 members in the sister societies, and after 10 new sister societies, we will have 250 more women in altogether 21 sister societies. This is what we have a very few update from Nepal. So we have adopted these sister societies few years back, but we have not so much activities that we have seen from different countries like Philippines. They have done very tremendous job with the sister societies, and we are just aligning these sister societies in our different programs and projects, like business development service project that we are doing with the support of ACU. And we are also intervening the credit unions where our BDS project is done. So just very few updates, 21 sister societies, 428 women members, and 250 women members will be there. That's all, Leni ma'am. And if anything I have information, then I will certainly share.
Okay, thank you very much, Balav. So I think we are, we heard a lot from you already, and now it's over 2 hours, but still going on. It's very interesting. Thank you so much. But last but not the least, so we are about to close now. Thank you very much, Lena. Unless, Lena, you have a last message to tell.
The last message, I think, is literally something that's been relayed by everyone here jointly this evening. Everyone has their personal reason, just like Gisela said, for wanting to be part of it. And I think there are differences, but everybody similarly is thinking the same thing. We want to help women advance in our communities. We want to help women advance personally in our lives through our cooperatives. And I think jointly we can make a big, big impact together. So you start small locally, but you make a larger impact globally. I thank you for having me with you. I know it's a Friday morning there. It's late here Thursday evening, but I'm glad I was part of this together with you this evening. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Lena, for partying with us.
You're welcome.
Yes. Okay, so I have a last one. I hope that everybody can see my slide. This is only the last one because we have not seen how many cooperatives are here. I would like you to, I'm sure that you have your cell phones with you, mobile phone with you. So I would like to request you to go to www.menti.com. So when you open that, you will see that you will be requested to enter into our meeting. The meeting code is 9908389. Are you okay with that? Can you see it?
Yes, shall we register there now?
Yes. No, you do not need to register.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
When you open www.menti.com, you will see that you will ask to enter the code, the meeting code. So please enter the meeting code. Yeah? Enter the meeting code 9908389. Okay, and then you answer the question, what credit union or organization you represent now.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes, ma'am. I think we can add multiple names.
Yes.
www.
Oh, I see now. Just to recognize, we want to recognize everybody joining this.
Yes.
So we have Naku, we have Nexkun.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
Oh.
This will
Very.
be okay. Mahila Shakti, San Juan de Dios.
Yes.
Right. We want to document the new co-ops, the new credit unions, because after this we are going to submit the names of your co-ops or your credit union to Lena, so that Lena can update the information at the Sister Society or Global Women's Leadership Network. to recognize the created. All right, very nice. Wow, nice. Okay. Are you done? You let me know. You're doing great. Wow, we have fun from San Jose. Wow, wow. Amazing.
I hope our friends from Japan have also added in their credit union.
Yes, yeah, I saw them, Lena.
Yes.
SBAJ, it's Shinkumi Banks Association of Japan.
Okay.
They are the network of credit unions in Japan. Okay, some more coming. Wow, amazing. Thank you so much.
Dugay ba ni?
We have a next slide. Our next slide are the 3 takeaways from this webinar. So those who have already completed logging in or sending the name of your cooperative, please think about the 3 takeaways, and that would be my next slide. 3 takeaways from this webinar. And then we end up with that.
Okay.
Yeah, think about the 3 takeaways.
Okay.
So using the same link, using the same meeting code, I will now present the next slide after completing this. All right, great. Oh, some more coming in. Okay. Are you done? Are you ready for the next? Okay, some more coming. We have a lot.
Wa lagi ko diri.
Okay, thank you so much. I think that is all. So I will now change the slide to the next. Then that is the key takeaways.
Alright.
What are your takeaways for this webinar? So you are now on the second slide.
Go back away.
Are you doing okay?
I don't know how.
Hello? Hello? Hey.
Yes. Sorry.
Ako na mute. Tanaw na ko.
Okay, financial management, women empowerment. All right, these are the key takeaways. So you can encode at least 3. Okay, very good. Okay, so I think, yeah, so we will still, I will still open this slide for you so then you can still continue to share what are the takeaways for this webinar. So what we are going to do now, we are going to share with you all the PowerPoint presentations. We have the list of your names here that joined the webinar today. And we have a coordinator per country. Like in the Philippines, we have Mabel, we have Carmel from MASPEC, we have Ernan from PFCCO, and from Nepal, we have Balav and Shanti. From Indonesia, we have Father Freddy, and Stephanus was not here, but he's coordinating. So we will provide them all the PowerPoints related to the startup of the sister society and the requirements you need to fulfill. We need to have at least 3 meetings every year, and you need to join the Facebook page of the Global Women's Leadership Network so that you can share your activities with the Global Women's Leadership Network. So everything will be there, and the startup package will also be sent to you. So I would like to end up this webinar, and we would like to thank all our resource persons, particularly Lena, because it's really midnight now in the United States. Thank you very much for being with us until the end. Thank you so much for that. And this is really truly inspiring to Rose, to Giselle, and to Josie. Thank you very much for taking your time and inspiring others. So anything that you need, please email me. And also email Lena, because Lena has given you the information. You have an access to her. So anything that you need an advice, please don't hesitate to let us know. So thank you very much, and congratulations, everyone. Thank you.
Congratulations, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Lenny.
bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice presentations and
Thank you,
lot
Ma'am
of
Lenny.
information.
Yes.
Regards sa lahat. Father Freddy.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm here.
By the way, please
Blinking
don't.
for all of you.
Hello.
Picture
Hernan.
taking.
That is
Picture,
very.
ma'am.
Let me try. Come on, let us do it. Yes, we have to have a picture, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Picture, please.
Thank you.
For documentation.
Yes, please open your cameras. Come on, picture.
Come on.
Okay, smile. Maya's camera is not open. Okay.
Oh, the video is off.
Okay.
Yes.
Smile, everybody. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wow, there are so many. Wait, hold on. Wait, we have another page. Wait, hold on.
Admire, nice to see you.
Okay, so we are actually on the first page. We are.
Mambing.
Yes, Father. Hello.
We are going to the second page.
Yay!
Second
Hi,
page.
Father.
Open your video. Sudha, Suhashni. Okay, smile. All right. Okay, wait.
Emma.
Yes, we go to the next page.
No, Father.
Okay, finally, this is the last page.
Stay out.
Ma'am, share with us the photos.
Yes.
Sure.
And everybody open your video. I see all the names. Rupa, Santa, Lillian, come on, Elsa, Fan, Janet. So your video is closed. Okay, they don't want to open. Okay.
Let their name be.
Okay, only names. Okay, 1, 2, ready, smile, everybody.
Yes. Okay.
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 Ma'am Lenny, good afternoon. Hi.
Yes, bye-bye.
Hi, si Ma'am ano yun? Doktora.
Yes po, Ma'am Bing.
Hello, Ma'am.
po.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello and
Let's see each
bye-bye.
other, Ma'am Lenny. Okay.
Bye.
God bless.
Everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It was a very nice
Bye.
presentation. It was really wonderful meeting.
Bye-bye.
God bless. God bless po sa inyo. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
God bless.
Very
Thank
nice.
you.
Yes. Yeah, stay healthy and safe.
Yes,
See you,
Father.
Very nice.
Big
Very
work
nice.
Dad.
Thank
Bless
you.
us today.
Yes.
Thank you.
Gutom na kami.
Thank you very much for sacrificing.
Yes, see you soon.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay,
Thank you for
bye-bye.
sacrificing.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye po. Thank you.
Another meeting.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Len.
Thank you, Ems.
Bye.
Bye-bye,
Meeting na
Ems.
naman kami.
Okay.
Ang ganda ng kuha mo dito, oh. Ganda mo.
I didn't see that.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Be safe.
Miss Lenny, my video is broke.
Oh, I see. Who is it?
Maya from Karkasi, Makassar.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Kabar.
Baik, Miss Lenny.
Okay. I hope everybody's okay. Makarkasi.
Yeah, Makarkasi. Bye-bye, Miss Lenny.
Bye. Bye.
Oh, in the another time.
Yeah, see you another time. No, see you on August 26 with Susan Mitchell.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
Kalpana, it's nice to see you.
I'm late.
Yeah. It's okay. Next time. Lily.
Namaste.
Lily, how are you, Lily?
Okay.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone. Maria Linda, from where are you? From what co-op are you from?
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Ma'am Lenny.
How are you, Lily? Kumusta ka na?
Okay lang, ma'am. Maraming COVID sa paligid.
I know. Nag-work from home ba kayo or are you working in the office?
Working in the office 3 times a week, but we are open all throughout the week. 50% skeleton.
Ingat lang.
Yes po, ingat din kayo. Bye.
Oo, bye-bye. Maria Linda. Dr. Usha, good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks very much for joining.
Good morning. Like to hear.
Yes. Be safe, everyone.